With Backlash just a number of weeks away, let's see how this show did in order to build up this said event. What's going on, guys? BuzzUp86 here, back sharing a video, and today I'm here to do my Raw review from Chicago, Illinois, home of the Chicago Bears, who just actually, not that long ago, actually gave up the #1 draft pick to hopefully acquire some more, let's say, profitable aspects. So, Bears are doing good. Then you have Chicago Cubs. Boo! Not really wearing a shirt, but I'm wearing the color Cardinals representative. I'm kidding, of course. I really don't hate the Cubs, as many fans would like to attest, even though the Blackhawks suck. Fellow Blues fan representative, even though if you look at what the Blues did, or what the Blackhawks did back in 2013, yeah. That's very shady to cover up sexual assault cases, but that's besides the point. Enough of my sports fandom. Let's talk about the wrestling. And, well, this show certainly happened. There is a title that now exists that no one wanted or needed. This ain't going to work, guys. It's really not going to work. We're on the road to Backlash, and I'm probably not going to go too far with this review because if you guys have been noticing, the last couple of weeks of Raw, I have not reviewed only because I've just been feeling burned out. I've been feeling some WrestleMania fatigue. I feel like we all need to lay back for our batteries to recharge, and not to mention a lot of hoopla going around that apparently CM Punk was backstage and he had to talk with Triple H, and not to mention Vince trying to urge his way back into creative. In reality, Triple H still had to create people. Just a lot of drama has been displayed in the backstage area. So, without further ado, let's get into the show with Cody Rhodes coming down. Look, if you guys like him, more power to you. He's just there. I'm sorry. He's over with the crowd. The crowd is eventually going to turn on him. The inevitable is going to happen, I feel like. So, we're going to recap Brock attacking Cody. And Brock has got the scars. And he said, well, this past year, or last year, last time I was in this arena, I had my pec torn in the Hell in a Cell match. Which, again, was brave but very boneheaded. And he talks about Hell in a Cell. And all of a sudden, Finn shows up. And he says, you know, Cody, I admire you and all that stuff, but how about you join Judgment Day? Cody says, no. And, you know, Finn's goading him and all that stuff. And Cody's like, I don't think you heard me. I said, I don't want to join Judgment Day. And Finn's kind of goading him into getting in the match. And Cody says, well, it wasn't clear to compete 3 weeks ago. But a few hours ago, I was. So you're going to have your match tonight. There you go. Usos and Solo took on the LWO. That was fine. The LWO, it kind of feels like it's just another faction at this point. This bloodline stuff has to end at some point because it feels like it's like, okay, when is Roman eventually going to turn on them, or when is Jay going to turn on or not turn on the Usos, but when are the Usos eventually going to get tired of Roman's shtick? It wasn't bad. The crowd was into it, at least. But the ending was a bit weird because Solo got into the ring to distract Cruz. And then Jimmy, I think it was Jimmy, he distracted the ref. And it was pretty obvious what was going to happen. So Solo hits a spike out of midair. 1D in the Bloodline win. And Jimmy talks about a tag title rematch that's happened on SmackDown. So yeah, kind of an awkward finish in some ways, but the mid-air spike was pretty cool, though. Apologies, folks. Kathy Kelly, who looked great tonight, and Bianca are backstage, and talking about her challenger. It's going to be Io Sky at Backlash. Damage Control show up, and Bayley's like, "How about you find 2 other Reynos, 6-man tag?" Okay, and Io yells in Japanese. I don't know what she said, but I hope it was hopefully something she can do to me. Not Damage Control. Jay's backstage. And Sammy shows up. And he's talking to, say, I need to get you out of here. You need to get away from Roman. So, more tension between them. Trish video package. Then Trish and Kathy are backstage. What's next between you and Becky? Well, you'll have to see. That's basically what I got from this. It wasn't bad, just Trish at this point, I mean, we all love the Maple Syrup MILF, but it's like, does she really need to be healed? Not really. I'm curious what they're going to do next for her. So the Street Profits took on Cedric and Shelton. Apparently this was added last minute, and it certainly showed. Apparently Candice and Piper were supposed to have a segment together, but eventually that got cut. So, yeah, it looks like this match was thrown together. You can certainly tell because it looks like the guys weren't even dressed. It wasn't bad. The crowd was into it. I don't know if they're splitting up the Street Profits or not. But if you do, then you're just getting rid of Riv and their tag team. Eventually, Street Profits win. Fine enough match. Here comes Triple H. And he's talking about Roman and him taking time off, which he doesn't blame him. And basically the antithesis of this promo is, since the draft is coming up, wherever Roman goes, the Universal title is going to stay. So I guess the WWE title is going to be defunct after this. Your most prestigious title, and you're giving up for a title that got introduced 7 years ago. Good job, everyone. Here's the new World Championship. The new World Champion is going to be crowned at Night of Champions. It looks like the big gold belt's deformed brother. How do you screw this up? The big gold belt, legendary, got introduced in WCW back in the 90s and has been one of the most prestigious titles of all time. One of my favorites, my top 5 favorite championship of all time. It looks horrible. Horrible. It looks like something that you could put a dinner plate on. It looks like something you would order at a fancy restaurant. This is how they're treating the big gold belt in WWE. Sin. That is sin. I don't care if that pisses some people off. That looks horrible. When I first saw it, the first thing that popped in my mind was that one GIF, that one meme from Krusty Clown. He had a cigarette in his mouth, like, what the hell is that? That's basically the biggest thing that I got from this. Why? Why would you do this to one of the most prestigious world titles of all time? Cool. Adding another world championship or adding another belt is not going to help. All it's going to do is make more problems. Just have one world champion. Unifying the titles was not a bad idea at first, but you didn't merge the two titles together. Roman should only have one title, not carry two. And now we have another world title on, which is probably going to go to SmackDown. And somebody on Twitter actually made a really unique comment. Since the King and Queen of the Ring are actually no longer going to be a thing now, why don't you keep the King of the Ring tournament and the winner would be the world champion? Who would it be? Honestly, if it was up to me, I'd put it on Seth. Because Seth has not won a championship in... Well, no, he actually did win the U.S. title. He has not won a world title in 4 years. I think it's time for him to actually get a proper world title run, in my personal opinion. So that's just up to me. So yeah, those are my quick thoughts. Title looks horrible. I don't know how they messed up the world title so badly. So, Kathy and Judgment Day are backstage. And Priest says to Dom, don't worry, I'll take care of Ray tonight. Actually... Well, yeah, we actually do get a Reed video package. More on him in a bit. Before that, Damage Control come down. Then the Bloodline are backstage. And we get more tension between the Bloodline. Cool. Damage Control took on Bianca, Liv, and unfortunately Raquel. Raquel at one point just full-on chucked Dakota out of the ring. And Dakota looked like she landed on her hip. Good job, you idiot. In the end, KOD to Becky, or not Becky, that would have been weird. KOD to Bayley, and there you go. Bayley's been taking some pins lately. it's a one thing for a heel to get her comeuppance, but I'm starting to think that, okay, they're possibly splitting up Damage Control after this. So we need to recap of Theory and Lashley. Theory comes down and he talks about the world title. God forbid they put the world title on him. God forbid they put that world title on him. Look, this wasn't a terrible promo by Theory. In all honesty, this was probably one of his better promos. But he's still bland, he's still boring, and he's got no personality. Granted, this, again, a little bit better on the mic here and there. I just don't care about him. Lashley shows up to save this. And he says, well, you know, I requested a match, and you really didn't want to accept it. Was it because you're lazy or was it because you were scared? And Theory says, well, since you like requesting matches so much, why didn't you request a match at Mania? Ooh, that was, okay. To be fair, Lashley, they really should have done an open challenge for him in all honesty, but yeah, that Bray match would have been horrible anyway, so we all got dealt with a double-edged sword. So they have a brawl, and then Reed shows up, we get a double team, Lashley gets crushed into the post, A-Town down, but then Reed attacks, and then a tsunami! And there you go, Reed stands tall. They may put the title on Reed, might not, who knows. So we get footage earlier of Boogs and Elias backstage, and then Gable is there. And Gable's talking about how the draft works. And then Otis and Maxine Dupree shows up. It was at this point when I'm still questioning why this product is still on television. And then Ali shows up. Why does Ali look like an outcast from Pirates of the Caribbean is what I put down. What the hell was that robe he was wearing? Ali and Gable are going to be having a match. Ali took on Gable with Otis and Maxine. Do they hate these guys? I mean, seriously, like, either Ali was finally going to get a win or Gable's finally going to get a win. We all lost. If this match was made in 2018, 2017, this would have been a great match, but this is in 2023, and the company does not care about either man. It wasn't bad, I just did not care, and it sucks. I like Ali. I love Gable. Why are they putting Gable with this Alpha Academy nonsense and Maxine Dupree? I don't get it. Eventually, Ali wins. So Gable's looking at her pin. Shocking, I know. Just about as shocking as the Blues not making it to the playoffs this year. Sammy's backstage, and then Jimmy shows up. Why are you still talking to my brother? Going back to what Jimmy and Jay were talking about earlier. And then he says, we're going to be taking those tag titles and he says to Sammy, you shouldn't be caring about my brother, you should be caring about yours. So there you go. Finn took on Cody. The match happened. It wasn't bad, I just did not care. Pedigree, Crossroads, Cody wins. Cool, moving on. We get a recap of Bunny Priest and Dom from 3 weeks ago. Here comes Seth Pheasant Rollins. Whoa, whoa. So he talks about almost, and then he looks up the New World title. And then he says, he gets you deserve a chance. And he said, are you guys saying that because I'm a Bears fan? I actually did not know that about Seth. I figured he would have been probably a Chiefs or mainly a Bengals fan, but I mean, you like the Bears? Good on you. Just your team went through a rebuild last year. Hopefully they'll actually win a lot of games and hopefully win the NFC North, I want to say. Yeah. I think it's NFC North or NFC West, I want to say. So he says he doesn't care about the politics or part-timers. People need to fight in order to get their spot. And almost an MVP come down. They're trying to sell this match between Omos and Seth at Backlash. Which, yes, that's a match that is actually happening, by the way. I mean, Seth is going to get over. I just don't know why, of all people, Omos. And Seth tries. They're really, really, really trying to sell this match. And Seth says, you're once in a generation because you're born to it. Well, I'm once in a generation because I made it. So there you go. That's about it. KO and Riddle are backstage. Riddle is blatantly annoying KO. Sammy shows up. Where have you been? Why are you still talking to the Usos? And KO's fed up with it. To be fair, don't technically blame him in all honesty. And then Riddle's like, I understand. And Sammy's like, how do you understand? And can Riddle get arrested for getting contact high? Seriously. And he talks about his partnership with Randy. And there you go. Priest took on Ray. During the match, Bad Bunny arrives. It was fine. We've seen it before. The crowd eventually goes silent. Which was a bit alarming. But Ray fights back. It wasn't bad. I just didn't care. Eventually, Priest gets a chair. We get a 619. And then Priest just throws the chair in Ray's face. No protection at all. So that looked like that hurt. And that causes a DQ. Priest hits a Slayer on, aka the South of Heaven. He goes to put Ray through the announce table. Then Bunny shows up with a cane. Lots of kendo shots. Priest hightails it out of town. And Bunny says, I'm not hosting WrestleMania. I'm going to kick your ass in Puerto Rico. You and me, compadre, are going to be in a street fight. Okay, then. I did not expect that. I figured it was probably going to be a 6-man tag of some sorts. I'm going to be interested in that match. I'm really trying to process that. That's going to be interesting. Great. It's going to be smoke and mirrors. Fully understand that because Bunny is a celebrity. That's going to be an interesting match to say the least. So, yeah, show wasn't bad per se. It was just there. Again, I feel like WWE is just chugging along to get through the draft and all the stuff going on backstage and all that hoopla. So, thank you guys so much for watching this video. What do you guys think about Raw? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure you guys leave a like, leave a comment, tap that big red subscribe button, and tap the bell so when I upload, you guys will be notified. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and most importantly, join the herd. Talk to you in the next video. Peace out.